setting boundaries on the way in which you communicate with people is important to do. It'll ultimately help you to do more for yourself and also for others. So I saw a tweet that made me think about this. I've been talking about working asynchronously, kind of maximizing flow state, whether that's as a developer or some other kind of professional, and just talking about different aspects of it. And what I want to talk about in this video was conditioning and setting boundaries. So one of the things I hear from people when I talk about, hey, turn off your notifications for multiple hours at a time so you can really get into the zone and be productive, is like, I can't just do that. I need to communicate with people at my work. People have expectations that I'm going to be responsive to them, right? There's people that depend on me for their work. And my response to that has been, yes, totally agree. However, setting boundaries on the way in which you communicate with people is important to do. It'll ultimately help you to do more for yourself and also for others. So instead of responding to people, being available every minute of the day to respond within minutes, make your availability within certain time windows so that people can still hear from you within, let's say, 2 hours, but not necessarily within 2 minutes. And then what people inevitably say is like, well, I can't do that. Like, that's not what people expect from me. And so that's where setting boundaries and conditioning people comes in. So this is, like anything, much easier to do if you start the expectation fresh, right? Let's say you start a new job and you just set this expectation from the beginning, or you start working with a new client and you set this expectation from the beginning. It's going to be a lot easier just psychologically for the people you're interfacing with to have that expectation and respect it, as well as for yourself. Most times though, if you're trying to build these habits, you're doing it in a scenario where people have a certain expectation of your responsiveness and you're trying to change that. And people always are going to be uncomfortable with the idea of change. They're going to be like, wait a second, I used to be able to get a response from you within minutes. Now you want me to wait a couple of hours? Like, that doesn't work for me. I need responses fast, right? It can be a difficult thing to do. Obviously, at one extreme end, if you're too extreme with it, you know, your boss might say, hey, this is not working out for us. And you obviously don't want to lose your job, of course. But I really think that if you can do it the right way, it's about improving your productivity so that you're more profitable to the company. Other people you work with are also more profitable, essentially. You just got to set that expectation gradually over time and build that out. So maybe if you respond now within 5 minutes, make it a 30-minute window and say, hey, listen, to people you're talking with, I'll get back to you within 30 minutes if you need something, but I'm really blocking out time so I can be more effective in the work that I'm doing. And that might be easier for people to deal with than if right off the bat you said, don't talk to me for 8 hours, kind of a thing. So it'll be a little bit of a messy transition, but that's true for any time you're changing a habit in your life to be more effective. There's going to be friction with people that are used to other things, right? If you're trying to get healthy and eat better, anybody in your life that's used to you eating a certain way is not going to love that, right? Because it's going to impact, well, let's go eat pizza. And you're going to say no. They're not going to like that. So anytime you want to make a change for the positive, there's going to be some friction. Some people are not going to love it, but ultimately, if it is for the best long term, it's better for you. It's better for everybody you're interfacing with. And that's what I think is the case with working asynchronously and maximizing kind of your flow states.